The situation on the border tonight growing more intense. A group of migrants from Venezuela telling CNN that members of the Texas National Guard threw rocks at them as they tried to cross the Rio Grande River. Now, this is the latest allegation of harsh treatment at the border as Texas refuses the Justice Department's demand to remove the floating barrier wall made of buoys and razor wire. And speaking of the Biden administration, a big loss for them today in court. A federal judge blocking the president's asylum policy. The measure was put in place with the expiration of Title 42, and it considers migrants ineligible for asylum if they passed through another country and they didn't apply online. Now, the administration argues that these rules led to a 42% decrease in crossings in June, and it has vowed to fight that ruling. Joining me now to discuss this is former acting Homeland Security Secretary under former President Trump, Chad Wolf. He's also the America First Institute's executive director. Chad, thanks for joining us. So the administration now is facing a legal setback that you would be pretty familiar with because actually this judge struck down a very similar policy under the Trump administration. It strikes me that I'm sure you have plenty of critiques of the Biden administration for whatever they are doing, but in a system of checks and balances, they can't go beyond what the courts want them to do. So what would you have them do if the courts keep saying, you can't do this?
Yeah, so this is an unfortunate ruling. As you indicated, this judge also struck down a number of Trump asylum regulations as well. I think it's important to remember that asylum is a discretionary form of relief. And Congress gave the executive branch, in this case the Biden administration, the ability to set requirements on asylum. And unfortunately, what this judge has done in the past and continues today with this ruling is inserting his opinion over that of Congress. And in many cases is siding, it sounds like, with the cartels and others who want to see the status quo remain as is. Now, the Biden administration, as you indicated, I have real concerns with their rule, but they should have the ability to set the requirements of asylum. And this judge is intervening time and time again and not allowing the executive branch to do their job. So they're going to have to appeal it. They should appeal it very strongly and take it as high as they can, because I think this sets a very dangerous precedent.
At the end of the day, doesn't this suggest strongly that really at fault here is Congress for not making it clear what the law is and how it should be applied at the border?
Well, Congress is not going to be able to set the full range of asylum. They can give some broad outlines and strokes, which they have done in law, in statute, but it's always up to the executive branch, and in this case, DHS, Department of Justice, and others, to set out a regulation on how we do that through asylum. The problem here is with the courts. The court is, again, inserting and legislating from that bench, and it really shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't have been doing that during the Trump administration. It shouldn't be doing that during the Biden administration.
So there's talk on Capitol Hill about impeaching the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The administration's also saying now that border crossings are down, and the numbers do show that they are down about 2 years now since February of 2021 when the Biden administration took office. They say that that's a sign that their policies are working. Are they not?
So I would disagree with that. I think if you look at just Border Patrol numbers, the numbers are down. Unfortunately, what the administration is doing is pushing all of these individuals to ports of entry using parole, using the CBP One app and others. And so while Border Patrol numbers are down, the numbers at ports of entry for illegal entry is up over 1,000%. And so the surge is not diminishing any, it's just moving to different parts of the border.
I do want to ask you about that because, I mean, it's a process that they are putting into place to know who these immigrants are who are seeking asylum or seeking some other form of relief. They're asking them to go through a process. They're following that process. What's wrong with that?
But the CBP One app doesn't even actually ask you any asylum questions. It just allows you to be paroled into the country, much like the 30,000 that they do on a monthly basis from 4 different countries. Again, and a lot of these parole systems and policies that have been put in place have actually been struck down by lower courts. So I think the Biden administration, from a legality standpoint, I know that's what folks on the Hill are concerned about as well, I think they've got a real issue with how they're using parole categorically across the board. And I think that's going to come back and bite them.
Well, to your point about the asylum system, there is discretion here. Why can't the Biden administration use discretion to ease the issue of border crossings between ports of entry so that at the very least, the United States government has a sense of who is seeking some kind of relief? Why can't they do that?
They've actually tried to do this. This is the rule that unfortunately was struck down.
Well, I know, but why? But why do you have a problem with that? Is what I'm asking.
Well, I have a problem with the rule itself. I think the rule is fundamentally flawed, too many exemptions. I don't think it's effective. But I will argue that the Biden administration should have the ability to set forth the requirements of asylum. And this judge, again, as we saw during the Trump administration, is inserting his own opinion on what he believes asylum should be, and therefore taking it out of Congress and out of the executive branch. That should not occur.
I want to ask you about what we were talking about at the beginning of the segment, which is what's happening in the state of Texas in particular. There is this floating barrier that the state has put in. It's lined with razor wire. It's floating in the Rio Grande where a lot of migrants are crossing. It's causing serious injuries. In some cases, people who own property in that area are complaining about it as well. Do you think that Governor Abbott should or has even the legal right to have that kind of barrier in those waters?
Look, I think Governor Abbott's having to take a number of measures. The maritime buoys are just one because the federal government's not doing its job
But is
at
it
the end
legal?
of the day.
I mean,
Now,
you would know because you worked at DHS.
Yeah, I think the ability for him to take certain measures, whether it's in the desert or along that river, is absolutely illegal. Now, what the Biden administration should do to say it should be working with the governor to try to address the current situation. The fact that they are going to court to sue the governor right out of the chute on this, I think is very problematic because what it's saying is we're not interested in protecting American communities. We're more concerned about aliens and illegal aliens coming than we are about Americans and Texans that Governor Abbott cares about.
Well,
I think that's concerning.
Look, I think there's definitely a valid concern. You talk about the fentanyl issue. There are valid concerns there. But there are humanitarian standards. This is the United States of America. Sure. And I think there are some legitimate questions about whether those razor wire barriers are causing serious injuries. There are also those allegations that we mentioned as well about troopers allegedly throwing rocks at migrants. There were other reports that were made official in writing of troopers pushing people back into the water or not offering them water. Those are real humanitarian concerns. Are you concerned about those things?
Look, anything like that should be investigated, and we should look into it. We've used razor wire along the Concertina wire along the border for years and
sure,
decades.
But I think
so
the question
that
is
not,
in
that
water
is not
where
unusual.
people, I think the issue is in water where people, including some children, are crossing. That's the question.
But again, if you go back and you're the Biden administration and you're pushing people to ports of entry, that's where the focus should be, and stop incentivizing folks and individuals to come across that border illegally. I think what Texas is trying to do here is saying you're crossing in the Rio Grande in this case illegally. You need to stop making the illegal entry into the United States. And the Biden administration agrees with this, which is why they're doing parole, which is why they're doing with the CBP One app and everything else to try to push these individuals to ports of entry. And so I think, the Biden administration needs to work with the governor and not sue the governor to stop this type of behavior.
Well, one last thing before you go. Former President Trump recently said that if he was elected, he would restart the zero tolerance policy, which led to a lot of family separations. You were in DHS when that policy was in place. Do you think that he should do that?
Well, I'm going to let President Trump speak for himself. What I can say is there's a number of effective measures that we put in place over those 4 years. I think that if we went back to those measures, and a lot of them were in place at the end of the Trump administration, you wouldn't see the historic crisis that we have today.
But does that include zero tolerance?
No, I think, but you do need to hold people accountable. You need to hold people accountable across the board for crossing illegally. And there's a number of different ways that we found after that program was in place, which is back in 2018. So we put effective policies in place in 2019 and 2020 that had the lowest number of apprehensions along that border. I would go back to those policies.
Yeah, so what I heard you say is no, he should not do that, but do other things.
Again, I'm going to let President Trump speak for himself.
All right, Chad Wolf, thank you very much for joining us on all of that.
Thank you.